Cincinnati, Ohio. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Taken at the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Now Burrow on first down. Open man is Chase, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So 4 plays, Charles, all passes here on the opening drive and already in the red zone.
And even if you're planning for them to throw the football a lot, on the opening drive, if they go 4 for 4 on you, you're off balance on defense. I've been there before. And part of you keeps thinking, they've got to run it at some point, right? They've got them really mixed up at this point. If I were them, I'd keep pressing the advantage. They're throwing it really well.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Following the interception, Mayfield. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He completes it to Beckham. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Looking left side, and it's complete. Yeah, the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
Mayfield looks to throw. forced out to his left. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
On second and goal, Mayfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it?
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. 11 MT. Check 37.
To throw once more on second and 10. Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used the slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
On third down, Burrow. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield off the play fake. On the move to his left. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. Touchdown, Browns. Anthony Schwartz with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now 14-0.
14. Bengals nothing. Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Let's get off the field, D. Hey, number 28.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Greg Newsome. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
They go play action. Mayfield. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 49. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole that leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to get it back here just past the 35. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And that 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Now Burrow loses the football, and I think the Browns got it. They did. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for...
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Browns drive about to get started. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Mixon with a first down carry. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat?
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Anthony Schwartz
with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Browns add on to their lead.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
Bengals 10. Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Airing one out for Boyd. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter Kevin Huber to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Touchdown! David Njoku on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
11. Hey, we got to go score.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
52's the mic right here. 52's the mic. Watch the screen. 11 MT paint. 11 MT paint. Check. 52's the mic. Watch the run. They're running it.
First down. Here's Burrow. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 18. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football,
That could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
On third down, Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22.
Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally, someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Mayfield on play action. And this one is incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. This to equal Matt Prater's record. It's a 64-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 32. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Play fake. Mayfield.
Throw left side. There's Schwartz with it.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material.
Eluding the pressure right. It's caught. Beckham. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Mayfield with it once more. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass, and the Browns continue to roll.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that will extend this big lead.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. His throw incomplete.
But the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
11.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Hurry! 55 's Mike, got 55. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
On 2nd and 10, Mayfield. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. unable to connect in that attempt.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Von Bell. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Shy of the 20. They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and a couple. Burrow. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
It's complete, and he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
This one taken just inside the 10. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Oh, fires this one downfield for Chubb.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when the quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Airing one out for Boyd. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to get the football back at their own 17. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the...
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. 2nd and 20. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. There's a nice move. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, for a tight end, he can definitely motor, and he shows off the wheels there after the catch as he's able to shake free.
Yeah, and this has been a really tough game for this defense. They've been left grasping at shadows. Haven't done a good job at all containing these receivers, and they get lit up yet again.
And according to the next-gen stats, he covered nearly 40 yards after the catch.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Mayfield now. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku there to make the grab.
And the Browns add on to their 4th quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Mixon with a 1st down and more. And finally down at the 41-yard line.
40 yards on the ground for him so far.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now Joe Mixon. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
Safety Grant Delpit up to make the play.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that,
you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 2nd down now, Mixon. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. Deep ball for Goodwin. It got his man, complete. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A final shot now for Burrow.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Browns, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.
Shorty.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Ahead with the